Hello everyone. Today we're diving into the delicious world of chicken, but not just any chicken. We're talking about the juiciest chicken you've ever tasted. And we're going to achieve this using scientific principles. Our aim here is to guide you in cooking chicken that's not only flavorful but also retains its natural juices. So if you've ever wondered why your chicken turns out dry and how to fix it, you're in the right place. To understand how to make juicy chicken, we first need to understand why chicken often turns out dry. It's all about moisture retention. When chicken is cooked, the heat causes the proteins in the meat to denature, or unwind. This process squeezes out the water molecules trapped within the muscle fibers, leading to dry, tough chicken. But fear not, science has a solution, and it's called brining. Brining is the process of soaking the chicken in a mixture of salt and water, sometimes with added sugar or spices. This not only seasons the chicken but also changes its protein structure, allowing it to absorb and retain more water. The result? A juicy, flavorful bird every time. So the next time you're faced with a dry chicken dilemma, remember the science behind moisture retention. And this is where the magic begins, the process of brining. Before we get to brining, let's talk about choosing your chicken. Look for a chicken that's fresh and organic if possible, as these tend to be more flavorful and juicy. Size matters too. A medium-sized chicken, around 3 to 4 pounds, is ideal. It cooks evenly, ensuring perfect juiciness. If you can find it, select a heritage breed. They're known for their superior taste and texture. With the right chicken in hand, let's move on to brining. Brining is a simple process that can dramatically improve the juiciness of your chicken. Let's dive into it. Brining is essentially soaking your chicken in a solution of salt and water. For our purposes, a good ratio is about a quarter cup of salt for every 4 cups of water. You'll want to submerge the chicken fully in this solution and let it soak for a few hours, or ideally overnight. But why brine, you might ask? Well, the magic of brining lies in the science of osmosis. The salty solution works its way into the chicken, helping to break down some of the muscle fibers. This process makes the chicken more tender and allows it to retain more moisture during cooking. The result? A juicier, more flavorful bird. Of course, you can get creative with your brine too. Adding ingredients like sugar, herbs, or citrus to the mix can infuse your chicken with additional layers of flavor. The salt in the brine acts as a conduit, helping these flavors penetrate deeper into the meat. Remember though, that brining is not a quick fix. It requires some forethought and time, but trust me, the payoff in taste and texture is well worth the wait. Now that our chicken is brined, let's talk cooking. How you cook your chicken is just as important as how you prepare it. So let's talk about cooking methods. Each method, whether it's oven roasting, pan searing, or grilling, comes with its own nuances that can impact moisture retention. Oven roasting, for instance, uses indirect heat, allowing the chicken to cook evenly, while pan searing gives you that delicious, crispy exterior. But regardless of the method you choose, it's all about control. Too much heat can cause the chicken to dry out, while too little can leave it undercooked. What's the secret then? It's all in the temperature. Cooking your chicken to the right internal temperature is crucial. We're aiming for 165 degrees Fahrenheit, or 74 degrees Celsius. The recommended safe temperature for chicken by food safety experts. But how do we know when we've hit that magic number? That's where a meat thermometer comes in handy. It's a small tool, but it can make a big difference in ensuring your chicken is cooked to perfection, juicy, and safe to eat. Remember, it's not about how long you cook your chicken, but about achieving that perfect internal temperature. And once you've got that down, you've mastered one of the most important steps in cooking juicy chicken. But the journey to juicy doesn't end there. With the right method and temperature, you're on your way to juicy chicken. But let's not forget about flavor. A juicy chicken is great, but a juicy, flavorful chicken is even better. Now, let's dive into the world of seasoning and flavor enhancement. The right seasoning can transform your chicken from ordinary to extraordinary, breathing life into every bite. For a basic seasoning, consider a blend of salt, pepper, and garlic powder, which will enhance the chicken's natural flavors without overpowering them. For something a bit more adventurous, you might opt for a dry rub. A combination of spices like paprika, cayenne, and thyme can create a flavor profile that's both vibrant and complex. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit tangier, a marinade could be the way to go. A mixture of lemon juice, olive oil, and herbs can infuse your chicken with a zesty, Mediterranean-inspired flavor. Remember, the key to seasoning is balance. You want to enhance the chicken's natural flavor, not mask it. With our chicken seasoned and ready, it's time to cook. Now, the moment we've been waiting for, cooking the chicken. In our quest to cook the juiciest chicken, we're armed with our brined, high-quality chicken and a wealth of scientific knowledge on moisture retention. Let's get cooking. Remember our discussion about cooking methods? You could roast, pan-sear, or grill, but today we're going to oven roast our chicken. Oven roasting is a fantastic method for locking in those succulent juices we've worked so hard to preserve. Here's a tip to enhance moisture retention. Start roasting your chicken at a high temperature, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for the first 15 to 20 minutes. This initial high heat helps to sear the outside of the chicken, creating a barrier that locks in the moisture. After that, reduce the temperature to around 350 degrees to gently finish the cooking process. This prevents the chicken from drying out. Now this is where we need to be scientific and precise. Overcooking is the nemesis of juicy chicken, and the only way to avoid it is by using a meat thermometer. Insert the thermometer into the thickest part of the chicken, avoiding the bone. When the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit, your chicken is done. One more thing, don't forget about the carryover cooking. The chicken will continue to cook even after it's removed from the oven due to the residual heat, so take it out just before it hits the perfect temperature. Remember, every chicken is different and cooking times can vary. Keep an eye on your bird and trust your thermometer more than the clock. Now we've done our part. The chicken is in the oven, surrounded by the heat that's transforming it into a moist and flavorful masterpiece. And now, we wait, but not without reason. As our chicken cooks, it's a good time to clean up, prepare any side dishes, and maybe pour yourself a glass of wine. The anticipation is part of the fun, right? After all, good things come to those who wait, especially when it comes to cooking the juiciest chicken. Once your chicken is cooked, resist the temptation to cut into it right away. Here's why. Resting allows the juices to redistribute throughout the meat. When you cook chicken, the heat forces the juices towards the center. If you cut into it immediately after cooking, those juices will end up on your plate, not in your bite. By resting, you're giving those juices time to seep back into the entire piece. So give your chicken a good 15 to 20 minute rest. Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to juicy chicken. Finally, the moment of truth. Let's see how our chicken turned out. We've journeyed through the science of moisture retention, understanding the importance of brining, the art of selecting the right chicken, and the significance of cooking methods and temperatures. We've even touched on the magic of seasoning and learned the crucial step of allowing our chicken to rest. Now it's time for the grand reveal. As we cut into the chicken, we can see the results of our efforts. The juices are flowing, the flesh is tender and moist, a testament to the scientific principles we've employed. In conclusion, we've discovered that the secret to juicy chicken lies not just in the ingredients or the cooking method, but in understanding and respecting the science behind it. From brining to resting, each step contributes to the succulence of the final product, creating a feast not only for the taste buds but for the mind as well. And there you have it, the secret to juicy chicken. Before we wrap up, if you've enjoyed this scientific approach to cooking and want to discover more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you found our guide to cooking the juiciest chicken useful. And we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried brining your chicken? What was your experience? Any other cooking questions or topics you'd like us to cover? Thanks for watching, and remember, science is delicious.